think it's live. Hangouts is now live on air. Happy new comic book day, everybody out there in the comic book world. How's it going? I'm here with Mr. Tank Collects.
Happy new comic book day, people. What's going on?
Heck yeah, real quick. I got in the chat, I got Caleb, the comic smurf, who's on the way to his shop and says no spoilers. And we don't spoil, we just inform on here for the most part. Maybe a spoiler or two here and there if we can't resist. So no worries, Caleb. And then we got my friend from the Puerto Rican island, Boricua Comics. How's it going?
Boricua, what's happening, brother?
Heck yeah, man. So, I mean, I got almost every book I wanted today except for that Batman universe. I don't know how that slipped out of my mind because I am all over Batman and it just boop.
It's yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe like out of all people, that's the book you forgot to
I
get.
forgot, man. You know, like an indie book, I'll forget. A Marvel book, I forget. A DC book, I'm usually on point. And then I
Whoever,
seen your Instagram and I'm like, "Oh my god."
whoever's in the chat and got Batman universe, and you guys know Perry and you follow Perry and you know what he likes. Just inform him in the chat how ridiculous it is that out of all people, he's the one that didn't pick this book up.
Oh man, I might head over to the shop maybe before they close tonight. I'm not sure. All right. Oh, okay. We got Delphi in the chat. We got Mr. Kachoon, which I gotta get him on. I do a late night show on Fridays, which we just
hmm
hang out and kick it. I would love to have them on. So let's
They're
see
the
what we got.
best.
Yeah, they really are, man. They're so cool and they're so like involved in the community and stuff. And then I see their cosplays. It looks freaking
hmm
awesome, man. I
They're
just
my they're my favorites.
heck
I
yeah,
can
man.
say it. No shame. Everybody
No
else can get
shame.
jealous. They're my favorites.
Heck yeah. All right, well, let's just take a dive right into this new comic book day. All right,
Let's
so
do it.
let's see. Let's start with what we got here. So this is a book I'm waiting for on Midtown Comics because my LCS didn't have it, and when they went to go order it, when I informed them that I wanted this book, they looked online and they weren't even able to order it. So I had to go to Midtown and get it. And when I heard it was from Ahoy, I was like, all right, well, they don't really put out that many good books.
hmm
Their covers are really cool. And then someone told me that this was a DC book and that Ahoy picked it up because of the backlash. And then I was like, oh my God, this is probably going to be amazing. So I heard that you were able to get it.
It's probably my favorite book this week, just because I like the whole it plays with religion a lot, and I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Um, it takes everything and kind of exaggerates the ideologies of religion in this book. It's really cool. So the backstory, without spoiling anything for you, what it is, it shows God's creation of Earth, and then it shows that people are scumbags, and God's like disappointed. So what does he do? Just like the biblical story, he goes up and he sends his son Jesus, and Jesus dies. So before the second coming of Jesus, like before the resurrection, which is like what we celebrate on Easter and all
Mm-hmm.
that, um, before all that, God doesn't send him back. And what happens is like the earth goes into chaos and there's a superhero. And then God is so taken by this superhero. He's like, wow, he's incredible. Look at all his superpowers, which is loosely kind of based off Superman in a way. It kind of
Mm-hmm.
looks a lot like him. Um, but God is so taken by him that he wants his son to do better because he's disappointed his son didn't last on earth as much as he did. So he sends Jesus to be trained by this superhero.
Oh,
So
my
it's like
God.
so it's
That's
like
insane.
yeah, so it's like what happens if Jesus is being babysat by a superhero? That's pretty much the story. It's really really cool. It's really funny, very lighthearted, and it's I mean there's some action in there, but it's more comedic, and it's a really good read, man. I just kept wanting to read more. I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't a trade and I couldn't just keep flipping.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome, dude. Like when you don't want the story to end, you just wanted to keep on going.
Yeah, yeah.
And now I was looking at this cover. That white shadow of a person, is that God doing a face palm?
Yeah, I believe so. After I read it, I like looked at the cover again, and it kind of started to make a little more sense.
Oh man, that is so funny. Then you got Jesus on the cover, fucking feeding the guy bread. You know, like
So okay, so that cover is a little depiction of what happens kind of in the story. So like we only see like 2 pages worth of the whole babysitting process, But kind of what happens is like the superhero is going to stop some thugs. So the superhero beats up a couple thugs, throws them outside, tells Jesus to wait outside, that he's not ready for this yet. So he beats up a few thugs, throws them outside, goes into the mob boss and tells him, give me answers. He's like, no. He was like, that's fine. You can leave. I have a few of your guys waiting outside that are willing to answer questions, or I'll beat them even more to a pulp. He comes outside and all the perps are gone. And he turns to Jesus. He's like, where'd they go? He's like, I healed them all.
Oh my God.
So it's like stuff like that. It's really, really cool. It's very well done, very well written, and it's really, really funny. Like it'll catch you laughing throughout the entire thing.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Just the way they look at religion, I think, where like God doesn't play like this almighty do everything right kind of person. It kind of feels as like God is just like a guy that like kind of figured it out along the way, and kind of everything kind of went wrong, and he's cussing and like, you know, like storming off and like damning people left and right. It's really funny. It's really good.
Oh man, I can't wait to get it. And I was happy that Midtown still had them. I'm not sure if anyone else wants to get this book, but I think Midtown still has both A and the B cover, which I was happy I was able to get both. I can't wait to read this book. But you know, any book that makes me laugh, like especially out loud while I'm reading it, is a win for me.
Right. Same here.
Heck yeah. So what would you put this on a star rating as?
I'm gonna give this a 3.5.
Very good. And that's what I figured. You know, I figured if the story was good, it's probably like a 3. I don't see it being an outstanding book.
Yeah.
I think it might be a hard to find book as it goes down the road.
Yeah, the print run might be low.
Yeah, like and this kind of flew under the radar. Not a lot of people are talking about this. There's like almost no press about this book. And you would think a book about like Superman and Jesus, especially Superman training Jesus, would be like all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling it's going to get better as it goes. It's a 3 now because the story was it was cool. It was a cool way of looking at it, but like the writing just keeps you in it. The art is pretty good too, but nothing special. But I think like as the story progresses, it's going to get funnier and funnier, and it's going to be more well received by the public, I feel like, as it goes on.
Okay, man, that's awesome. Let me say hi to a few other people that just jumped in the chat. We got Just Rican and his comics, aka Rod. We got Mr. Rabbit 022608. How's it going? We got Discovery Bay Comics JZ. Oh, this is a rap before I came in here. So.
JZ.
The Blazer Boys. And man, if you guys aren't watching JB, Discovery Bay Comics, he does this awesome show every single day. And he always throws a little nod to me and my Blazer. So I appreciate that very much. We got Mr. Old Wolf 65. How's it going? We got one God Tank. So now we got 2 tanks here. We got you and God Tank. We got Chino Comics and more. What's up, peeps? How's it going? All right, let's damn Jay-Z is here. let's keep the ball rolling. Let's see what's our next book up for today. Unearth. Look, I got Lola right here. Now, were you able to pick up Lola? Oh, I don't even have that book here.
I was not able to pick Lola up, so I was like, you know what? That's perfect because I know you did, and you can rant about it.
All right. So I picked up the let's see. I think this is the B cover, which I think is actually sold out on Midtown for some reason. I'm not sure why. There's actually a cover D. There's a lot of covers. They did like an Amazing Spider-Man homage cover for this for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Which cover, do you know?
I think it was cover, let me see. I think it's cover F. Like they made a lot of covers for this.
No, like which cover did they homage?
Oh, this right here. Let me bring it up for you. Let you can see that.
Oh, okay. That's the
Spider-Man webs.
That's the McFarlane Spider-Man
McFarlane,
1.
Yeah. But no, I'm not sure why they did that at all. Maybe make money. It's a limit to 500 prints, so maybe that's why. But no, the book as a whole, I would give like a 3, maybe like a 3.5. It was interesting. At times, it got really wordy because they were trying to describe a lot that was going on. But I feel like the artwork, if it was a little bit more better, could actually just, because I feel like the artwork can tell a story without words.
Agreed.
And so there doesn't need to be like a paragraph in a panel to explain that someone's being injected with something, you know?
Yeah. I'm
But
with you.
no,
Some stuff drags.
yeah, like, and it's like, all right, why am I? Like, I was like, I wanted to flip the page without even finish reading it, you know? Like, let me just see what's happening already. But no, so if you don't know anything about this book, Lola takes place in like a post-apocalyptic world where there's a girl and she's trying to find her father. She's already grown up, but she has to make her way down to Yellowstone National Park, and there's all these new tribes. It looks like she has an ability where she could fly almost, but I'm not too sure. I'm not sure if it was a dream or not. They made it seem like it was a dream, but I'm not sure if she's actually going to get these powers later on. And then she actually makes it to Yellowstone Park, and there's all these like tribes and stuff. I don't know. The story was okay. I think the artwork was cool. How they do like the brush strokes with watercolors, which has like that unique look, which I really like. And they kind of
That
sucked me
samurai
in.
grandpa look.
Yeah, kind of like the Samurai Grandpa look. And then they had a bunch of these big splash pages, which just look
Oh, cool.
amazing. Yeah, and so it's like, all right, that's keeping me flipping the pages. Like stuff like this is insane.
Wow.
It's just so it's pretty good. I mean, I'm gonna pick up issue two. You know how we do the issue 2 and 3 just to make sure to see maybe it picks up. Maybe it's a little bit better. If number two doesn't really keep me engaged and is super wordy, I might drop it, but I'm not sure yet. But yeah, no, I'm gonna have to go and give that a 1 to 3.
Oh, that's fair.
Heck
Those
yeah,
splash
let's see.
pages are cool. They look super detailed.
Yeah, like they put way more detail than they needed to, and I appreciate that as a reader. Like
Yeah,
I spent money on this, and I feel like 3.99 hands down. I got my money's worth with that artwork in there. It just looks really cool.
that's good. That's all that matters.
Heck yeah, let's see. We got some more people in the chat. We got just a little podcast. How's it going? Let's see. We got Terry Courts. Hello, hello, and let's cozy on down to the next book. Now we got this Unearth. I was kind of skeptical of this book, so I passed on it. I didn't pick it up.
That's fair.
Should I have passed?
Um, it's nothing special. If it's wordy, just like Lola, kind of like you said. Like there's just sometimes where I'm like, all right, like come on, like yeah, we know what's coming. Let's go. Like come on, come on. And it's a very strange concept. It's like there's an illness and people are being formed into like these things that look like giant blob dogs.
Ooh.
Um, and it's pretty much like a team of military personnel that are going places trying to find why this is happening, trying to find the source of the sickness and all this stuff. This one asks a lot of questions, but it doesn't answer them right away. So it does a good job in like if you do hook up to the story, it's doing a good job in keeping you wanting to buy the next issue. Um, but to some people, this is kind of like a mixed review. Like some people are gonna like it, some people are just it's gonna like they won't even get through the book. It just depends on what kind of story you like. Um, this was at a 2 for me. There's not much more I can say about it. It wasn't anything special, but it wasn't that bad either. Um, it's just kind of mediocre. I guess that's the best thing to say. Issue 1 was just kind of mediocre. So would I say go out and buy it? No, but go online, find one of those read free comics online pages, read it, and if you do like the kind of story it's telling, then by all means go out. And it's for some people it's going to be a really cool book. It's just kind of in the middle for me.
Heck yeah, man. Now that A cover with I kind of like how they did the two pinks with the
I
line
love
going down the middle. Like
I
that's
love
really
it.
appealing. Yeah. Now does
Yeah,
that play any role in the story at all?
not in the first issue. No,
No. Okay. Because it
I
kind of
mean,
like when I seen it, it reminds me of like there's gonna be this like some type of mutation with like plant people. You
well,
know?
there is a mutation, but it's definitely not plant people.
Yeah.
Well, at least from what we know now. This takes place in I believe it's Mexico or Spain. It's in a very, it's in a Spanish speaking. The first pages make sure they tell you that you're reading it in English, but the people are speaking Spanish, like they do like this thing, and there's a doctor that was like helping all these patients, and then all of a sudden the doctor got infected, and the doctor is like this big blob.
Oh damn.
Um, so now this medical team, who's led by this female doctor, um, she has a medical team, and that they also gave her military personnel, and they put on, you know, protective suits, going to the depths of caves to where like this stuff is originating and trying to get to the bottom of it. That's pretty much it is. But like you don't see skeletons, you don't see like that green leafy dress thing like you do on the cover. So maybe that's still to come. We don't know. Maybe that's a specific character that's yet to come, but we really don't know yet.
Or just a little clickbait, you know.
Yeah, probably.
Get you to get that book. All right, so yeah, so 2, you know. So I mean, you guys just pass on it, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe wait for a trade if it picks up. Who knows? All right, let's see what's a next book on here. Let's see. We got all right. So this Reaver. Now this is a book. This was the first book I read today. Were you able to pick up a copy?
Is that how it's pronounced, Reaver, or is it Reaver?
Is it Reaver? I'm not sure, dude.
I don't know.
I'm the worst at pronouncing things.
It looks like Reaver. Yeah, I got a copy. I read it too.
Heck yeah. What did you think of it?
For me, it was very slow paced in the beginning, but it like they had to set it up. It's one of those stories where they like it wouldn't work without them setting it up. So you have to live through that setup, but it got better as I got through the book. Like by the end of it, I was like, oh, that was actually cooler than I thought it was going to be. So, yeah, it's definitely picking up. I'm definitely going to be buying issue 2, no questions asked.
Heck yeah.
Just because I want to see where this is going. I like the whole, like, you go ahead and describe it, but I like that whole team aspect in this book.
Oh yeah. Like when I was reading the synopsis last week, I also said on Buyer Pass, it feels like kind of Suicide Squad-ish.
Right.
Like that whole concept, which is really cool. I'm just saying that's just a comparison. But Mr. Caleb says it is pronounced Reaver.
Okay, cool.
Reaver. But yeah, no, so I thought the way they set up the book in the beginning was really cool with like the splash of action and you see like the devil's son and
that was cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. And then I wasn't expecting cussing or anything. I didn't even know this was a mature book until I was reading it. And I was like, oh man, this is crazy. Mm-hmm. And then it did slow down a bit, but I feel like they wanted to elaborate and make you like almost fall in love with the characters or try to understand each character has a specific role and a specific personality. And when they went into this chick's cell and I seen what she said, I was like, whoa, this book is crazy, dude. You know, like and then you see her teeth and what she did to that guard. Oh man, make sure you guys read that book. But no, as I was reading it and I finished it, I was like, so I read this book out loud. Like I read everything out loud, and I had like my own unique voice for a character and how they sound in my head.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I could see this being like a show almost. Like it was really good.
It's kind of like the DC Doom Patrol. Like she could easily be the crazy Jane of the bunch.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's cool like that because so they put together a team of like different misfits and prisoners, but each of them is good at one thing. So like they're pretty much building a modern crazy day Justice League kind of thing. But it's but they're crazy. Each one of them is crazy. The book is super mature. Obviously there were a couple panels where, like you said, that panel where they go into her cell, I was like, whoa, did not see that coming.
Oh yeah, man.
but it becomes a fun read. You get through the first few setup pages and then it gets pretty good.
Oh yeah, and then the ending is like they show this new character, like where it shows where the group is headed, because the group is put on a mission. That's how they're able to leave their prison cells. They're being either you're gonna die or you're gonna go on a mission, a suicide mission.
Yeah, they tell you it's either you're gonna get hung here, or you might as well just go out and
die in battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, who wouldn't go out? At least you have a small chance. You know, maybe you might break free. Something cool might happen. But then they get the obstacle where they're forced to fall in line because they need a certain somebody to keep the mission going and keep everybody afloat, if you would, without spoilers.
Right.
But yeah, and then I like how a book ends on not a cliffhanger, but more of it raises a question as who is this guy? Mm-hmm. Like what is going on? Not so much as like an
Yeah, it's like
action-packed cliffhanger. It was more
they
of a story cliffhanger or something.
yeah, they give you the who and the
Mm,
where, but they don't tell you the what just yet.
yeah. So
And
you're
like the what is what you're searching for.
oh yeah, man. I just gotta say, like,
And the why actually. The what and the why.
I gotta say, I don't like to reread a lot of books. When issue 2 comes out, I'm gonna reread issue 1 just so I
hmm
could get the full experience reading into issue 2. I don't want to forget one thing. I want to just because I feel like this might be a book. It might grow to be a really good book later on. So I gotta get this a 4.
Okay. That's
What are you saying?
I mean for me, just because it was a slow start, I was gonna give it like a 3.5. I would put it as this book was good and Second Coming were the top two this week, I think.
Heck yeah. I mean, I can't wait for Second Coming. The book just sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, let's see. We got Mr. We got Danny Boy in the chat. How's it going? The Oblivion Bar. Thank you for dropping by. We got the Gray Man. We got Retro Savage. We got John. Thank you guys for coming in today. If anybody picked up any book, let me know down in the chat because there's so many books that came out today that I picked up. And
I
a
picked
couple
up
that
a
I ordered
lot, but
online.
I haven't
Yeah,
read them yet.
yeah. It's like there's only enough time in the day.
Yeah.
And then I got some online books, if you will, that I'm trying to read, and I'm not used to reading online, but the book is so good that I gotta read
hmm
it online, man. But yeah, so those were the reviews for today. I hope you guys enjoyed.
I think we
Like,
have one more, don't we?
do we? Oh yeah, I forgot
You
again.
forgot about
I
it
forgot
again.
again. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? Oh man, Batman universe,
You can't
guys.
even write this.
Dude, what is going on with me? I swear, indie books are taking me away from my beloved DC.
maybe you gotta lay off the Batman because it's being so norm for you that
Yeah,
it's just
there's
second
Batman
nature.
all
You're
over the
just
place.
forgetting about it. Okay,
Oh
so
man.
so I have a copy of it right here, and I was asking you when we were talking earlier,
Mm.
would you like me to spoil it for you?
I don't
And you
I don't
s-
I don't
and you
mind
said you don't
spoilers so
mind.
much because there's so many Batman books out there. It's not like it's gonna blow my mind away, but it might.
Okay, so there's a fight at the end of this.
Okay.
So the whole story is about him trying to find the Riddler.
Uh-huh.
And there's a fight at the end of it, which I think if you've seen the cover, you already know the fight. But just the introduction that happens
Oh man. Oh, he looks menacing.
is super cool.
Oh, dude.
So there's a whole like 3-page fight between
Oh,
both of your boys, Batman and Deathstroke.
I literally have a Batman and Deathstroke statue right here. Oh my god, this is incredible.
So yeah, it was actually a pretty good read, man. I didn't um usually these little like right out of the gate, no questions asked, like Batman books that come out, they're kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
This one wasn't bad. I'm interested. If this isn't a one shot, right? This is gonna keep going.
I would hope it's a one shot. I mean, I would hope it would keep going. What's wrong
Yeah,
with
I think it's gonna keep going, and I'm excited to pick up issue 2. I like it leads. So it's with the Riddler. The Riddler is acting really really strange. You hear dialogue between Alfred and Batman in the beginning, talking about like, hey, you got to go figure out where the Riddler's at. There's a heist going on, yada yada yada, this and that. But he doesn't seem himself. Alfred is telling him like he's leaving riddles, but the riddles aren't as good as they usually are. They're not as menacing as they usually are. And why is that? So Batman gets there, blows up the scene, this and that happens. They figure out that the Riddler is actually working for somebody else that they don't know yet.
Mm.
And the reason is that who he's working for, the Riddler is actually afraid of.
Oh damn.
So he's not acting himself. He's acting scared. He's acting like, he's not himself at all. So Batman's like, okay, who the hell can be treating him like this and why is he acting this way? and then we get a fight scene with Deathstroke, and then we also get a mention of Jonah Hex in this book. So, and we get to meet Jonah Hex's granddaughter in this book. So, it's a really cool story. I recommend you guys go pick it up. It's a good read. Bendis does a pretty good job on this one. Darrington's art is pretty good. It's nothing crazy. I don't like the cover because I like Superman kind of Capullo style. I like him more bulky and very like wide. This one's kind of like cartoonish, but the art inside, the interior art is really cool, and Bendis does a good job. I recommend this for sure. I'd put this in the 2.5 to 3 range.
Very cool. Now, from what you said, someone is controlling the Riddler, so that same person also hired Deathstroke?
Yeah, Deathstroke works for that person already.
Oh, damn.
That's what it seems like. So we're just trying to figure out.
So they're really trying to come after Batman.
Yeah, so there's like this Fabergé egg, I guess, that's like actually like it's crystallized and everything, and it's worth $15 million, and that's what the Riddler was trying to steal. But for who was he trying to steal it? We don't know. Oh. And that egg was actually donated by Jonah Hex's granddaughter, and Batman was like, "Why would you just donate it? It's worth so much." When he's questioning her, and it was like, "It was my great-great-grandfather's. Nobody wanted it." Like, there's a lot of questions that aren't being answered that you need to keep reading. It's they actually did a really good job, because just like Reaver, you're kind of like, okay, why did someone get this egg, and why did they just donate it? Okay, who is the Riddler working for? So why is he acting like this? Like, there's a lot of questions that will really interest you, especially as a Batman fan.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I might sidestep the word fan and go to like fanatic.
Right. I think I had you at Deathstroke.
Yeah, man. When you said Deathstroke, I'm like, oh man, You see, what threw me off was this cover isn't the same cover that was solicited online. It was a cover with Batman dropping down with the buildings rised up.
Right.
So,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe
that.
I seen this cover and it didn't even register in my head or something.
Well, yeah, with all the green and like the big question mark coming out of it, like it automatically leads you to Riddler, and you kind of don't look in between where Deathstroke is laying.
Because I would have picked that up instantly.
Yeah, you kind of just pass across it. They actually did a really good job, kind of just like hiding him in there.
Heck yeah, let me see who's in the chat right now. What the people are saying. Oh, I got John's Comics with Kids. Sorry to be late. Just got off work. John, you just got off work. I can't wait, because today's Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. John's Comics with Kids is going to be doing his Lost show, and I used to like Lost a lot. Like, I feel like I liked the show. It was a good show. And then John like revitalized the show, and like I'm just going crazy. Like, I really like. I'm editing videos, and I got Lost playing right here. I can't even hear myself in the edit, and I'm just watching Lost.
I sincerely apologize to John. I have never seen a minute of Lost.
Oh man, you'll get lost after 5 minutes.
But maybe I should give it a shot. Maybe I need him to like, step by step tutorial me into like the steps into getting into Lost. You know what I mean?
Oh man, here he said, Blazers United. Hope Tank reads each book fully for an alternate perspective to Perry. Just because I said I read the first 5 pages of Immortal Hulk and passed judgment on it. Oh man, he's a good guy, man. We got Cassie here, Vigilant. How's it going? War of the Realms Omega. Naomi, Venom, Donny Cates. Well, since you're bringing up Venom, there's actually a print error in Venom. So Donny Cates tweeted out. I know a few people in the community are talking about it. If you're a speculator, if you're into that game where you got to have something unique and not go and get the Venom book, I think it's in almost all of them, from what I hear. Like, people are finding not the regular one. They're only finding the error print. So, I mean, I could care less.
Venom's a great run right now. They're doing a great job. Donny Cates, I'm a big fan. Donny Cates hits a home run every time he touches a pen to paper.
Oh man, we got a Borica saying Naomi was a dud. The ending didn't pay off. Oh boy.
I hope it paid off for the people that paid $600 for Naomi 1.
Oh man, I had a hard time paying $15 for it. I was like, no, I'm good.
I was like, yeah, I'll just wait for the 15th printing and I'll get it for $4. So
Yeah,
I'm cool
like
with that.
that's that the whole market is just it
Yeah.
blows my mind the way how people gravitate towards that.
What else? Did you pick up anything else that you didn't get to reading yet?
Oh man, let's see. This book that I'm interested in reading this right here. This Detective Comics.
Oh, I
I,
love that cover,
dude,
man.
the
The
cover is
Spectre cover
so
is
cool
sick.
with all like the detail they put into the freaking cape. You know,
hmm
like they made this cover a cape cover, which I
Yeah.
love because I'm a Spawn fan, so I go
See,
crazy over capes, man. You know,
nobody draws a cape like McFarlane, man. But
amen.
yeah, I got a whole bunch that I haven't gotten to. I promised you I'd give you a little review on the Wolverine and Blade, so I'm gonna read that a little later, and I'll let you know how that goes. And then
Heck yeah.
I have the Invisible Girl one. I have the Weapon X that came out. I have and my Flash stuff. I still got to read my Flash stuff. And simply, what's a cover by for me? I picked up Wonder Woman just because anything Friesen touches, I have to buy. She's my favorite artist right now. Jenny's killing it.
She
So
really is.
yeah, so I picked up that Wonder Woman, and I'm reading Gogor. A lot of people are not, but
Yeah, you know, I had the first issue. I think I had the second one. I was waiting for the third one, and I don't know. I didn't pick that up. I might see if I could go on the weekend, because my LCS is usually like with the indies and stuff like that. They'll usually just keep them there because not a lot of people gravitate towards those books. It's
right,
mostly
yeah.
like the Marvel and DC people.
It reminds me of it takes me back because like I read all like these image books, and I read like the Flash DC run, and now I got like the Batman, and all these books that we read are very serious toned. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever I get that childish nostalgic feeling out of a book, I really gravitate to that once in a while. And Gogor is my fix right now. So
Oh, that's awesome.
Gogor is my Saturday morning cartoon book. Like I just sit down and I don't really have to like think too deep into it. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a really fun, lighthearted story that I can sit down and read.
Heck yeah, that's how I feel about the Goon. Like I picked up the Goon, thought it was gonna be like because
Same,
I
yeah,
didn't know anything about the Goon, so I'm like, all right, let me get into the Goon. I read the first issue and I was like, oh my god,
yeah,
this is insane. How it's like dark and at the same time extremely funny and easy and light, and
hmm
it's like, whoa, this is like one of the greatest books I've read in a long time. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. The Goon is incredible, and the art, it's untouchable. The art is fantastic.
Oh, look at this right here. You know this book right here?
Oh man,
Freaking that guy in the chat right there, Mr. Steve Whiting. I'm gonna be doing a live show where he got me a stack of books.
I was actually
Awesome, a
shop.
okay.
I was shopping for that cover actually.
Dude, I've seen this book online for so many times, and I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'll pass. I'll pass. Not today.
Yeah,
Not today. And then this guy comes into the comic book shop. He's like, hey, I was at SuperCon. I got you some books. I was like, bro, this is awesome. And then another guy, Jeff813, got me some prints that look amazing. And I'm just, this community is just outstanding.
unreal, man. The group of people we got rallying around each other is crazy.
It really is,
You
man.
really don't know until you're in it, you know?
Oh yeah, I mean, Steve is such a class act of a guy, man, and I'm proud to call him a friend. He's a very nice guy. Let's see, we got this guy. He's always in my live chats on Friday, and I always mess his name up. So I'm gonna go with Metaphor Echo. I'm not sure if I said that right, but I tried, man. Oh man, Miles Morales 8 had a first appearance. Yes, it did, and that's on my keys video. If you guys don't know that, I drop a keys of the week this week. When the video posts, is gonna be a card up here. So I had to plug that real quick. But yeah, that's all I got to say for today. Anything that you want to talk about, Mr. Tank?
That's it, my brother. The only thing is on Mondays we do a Swamp Thing show. You guys usually who's in this chat is usually in that chat. So Monday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, we review the Swamp Thing shows that drop every Friday with my buddy Mr. Gurrell and Bar Oblivion, and we're on Mr. Gurrell's YouTube. Other than that, the only thing I have going right now, besides trying to get my YouTube page going, I'm working on some stuff behind the scenes. I just started a new blog. So if you go into my Instagram, the link is in my bio. It'll be updated by 6 p.m. Pacific tonight. So what I'm going to do, what I have up there so far is I review one piece of media, either TV or movie, that's comic related. And then I also read a review for the best book of the week, in my opinion, and what I feel like was the worst book of the week, in my opinion. So you can catch last week's stuff on there until 6 p.m. Pacific tonight. And you guys can actually join the blog. So every time I post something new, you'll get like a little notification. So go ahead and do that. If you want to support, go ahead, shout me out on live, all that stuff. Just trying to get more eyes on that blog.
Heck yeah, man. Definitely go and check his vlog out, and his Instagram's popping. It'll be in the description of this video. I have it, the at Tank Collects. Make sure to go check that out. Now, I do have a question from Mr. Boricua Comics, who says, since you're a good Jenny Frison fan, what is your favorite cover from her?
Ooh. Ooh. That's tough. I forgot what number it was. I would have to say my favorite so far. Well, was it like, I want to say it was like a month ago that it released. I forgot what number it was, but the Wonder Woman with the lasso glowing around her, and she has like the veil over her head.
That's a beautiful cover, man.
The one before that I loved was, I could do without the hearts, but something about her throwing that spear. The one from the profile view, I love that one. But I think once that lasso one with the veil came out, that one took it over. Yeah, I'm actually trying to find a big poster print of that to put up.
Awesome. We got let's see. Spaghetti Sneak Across said, "Yo, Perry Blazer, what was your pick of the week?" And I'm gonna go with this Reaver. I really enjoyed it. We'll see. Because I've been talking to a few different indie artists and writers, so I'll try to see if I can talk to the writer and artist on this one and see, maybe I'll do an interview. I got a couple interviews coming out, so make sure you guys check out my channel. Subscribe down below. Check out one of my other videos. I appreciate you guys hanging out with Mr. Tank and myself, and have a good rest of New Comic Book Day. See you guys at Lost Chat.